Guys, in this video I wanted to take a few minutes to do a comparison between two different retention systems on Safariland holsters. Now, Safariland is well known as one of the premier duty holster providers for law enforcement and first responders especially, but they also do make a significant number of concealed carry holsters as well, holsters that are very popular for concealed carry. And I've got a couple of mine here in front of you, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the differences between how these two holsters work. Now here what we have is my Glock 45. This is a gun that most of you guys have seen multiple times on my channel, and this is one of Safariland's newer holsters. This is the Solace. This holster is designed for firearms that have an optics cut. As you can see, my Glock 45 does not run the excess big dots on this, but mainly what I wanted to focus on is the retention system, because this holster features the retention system that is known as ALS, okay, automatic locking system. And I've got an article that I'm putting up to accompany this video that you guys can go down and check out over on my website at BoomStickTactical.com. You can find it linked below this video. Basically what it does is you grip the firearm. The intended purpose of this lock is to make sure that your firearm does not come out unintentionally. Okay, you have it locked into position where it is not going to come out, and a struggle over a firearm. Basically, there's tons of videos online out there showing the durability of these holsters as far as like someone trying to get a firearm off of a law enforcement officer. You know, without getting those safety retention devices released, it's virtually impossible to do without physically breaking these holsters, which is something you're not going to do very easily. Now, when you grip the gun the way that it is designed, your thumb will typically fall alongside the holster on top of it here, and what you will do is with your thumb is you will press down on that lock release. You can kind of see it there. I'm just going to show you how the movement of that is. So when you grip it, you will press down along that, and then you are able to draw your firearm just like so. And when you reholster your firearm, it automatically locks into place. You can see it there, move forward, and then it locks into place. Now that is the basic function of the Safariland ALS system. Now let's look at the GLS system. Now for those of you guys out there that have seen this gun on my channel, this is my Springfield Echelon. I recently did a couple of videos on my channel about this gun. I also did a review over on my website as well, linked below. And this is setting in one of the GLS holsters. Now, one thing that I want to mention is this holster is not specifically designed for the Springfield Echelon. I do want to take a minute to show you, however, which holster this is, in case there are any of you folks out there that are looking for this particular holster, trying to find one for the Echelon. This is one I'll have to say that it's a little bit of a challenge to get a holster for. And you can see here exactly which one of these holsters this is. Some of the other guns that this holster fits are listed right here. Okay, just to show you guys all of that list, just in case you do find the same holster out somewhere and you're trying to find one for the Echelon. And I'm actually going to put a couple of links down in the article as well, so go check it out. Now, one thing about this holster, there is a little bit of rattle in here, and I just haven't tightened this up. You know, I can tighten this up a little bit, I just have not done it yet on this, but that gun is not going to come out. No matter how hard I pull, beat, or jerk, that gun is not going to come out. I just need to tighten it up a little bit to where it secures it the way that I like it to be. But now the GLS system is basically the only difference is the location of the release. Okay, with the ALS, the release is here where you would hit it with your thumb, and the GLS system basically is where when you grip your gun, you would press the release right here as you go to grip your firearm. In fact, I can push all the way up underneath that trigger guard, you know, and that's one thing you need to remember. When you grip your gun right out of that holster, you need to have that grip high up under that trigger guard. And you can see that there, just to show you guys a little bit more of a close-up. When I grip, I come around here with my primary hand. As I grip my firearm, naturally, I'm going to press that release. When I draw that firearm, you can see that there is no gap between my finger and that trigger guard. Okay, that's what you want. You want to be high up underneath that trigger guard, having that proper grip when you come out of the holster. That is the primary difference between the ALS system and the GLS system. A lot of it, in my opinion, is personal preference. Okay, I am more familiar with the ALS than I am the GLS. However, the GLS works just fine. This holster works for mechanics. It works for a few different guns that I have, including my Echelon, and is one that I have no trouble carrying. Okay, I can grip my gun just like that, draw it with no problem, and then when I go to reholster, that automatic locking system that we have, when I press that gun back into that holster, it simply clicks in place, as you can see there, and locks that gun in. And yes, I still need to just tighten it down and get rid of some of that slop. And it works very well. Okay, it works very well. Either system, when you are carrying a firearm like this. Now, the thing about it is, in any type of a concealed carry situation, you want to have some type of retention. There's a lot of holsters out there on the market that have some form of retention and some that do not. Some holsters out there are manufactured to where it is basically a friction fit, to where they snap into place and they hold the gun simply through friction. And that is one option. Whichever one you go with, you want to make sure that you have a holster that completely covers that trigger, keeps it safe to where nothing can get in there and accidentally hit that trigger. And you want to make sure that it is going to hold that firearm to keep it from coming out. Now, when I'm out on my property and things like that, I am always carrying some type of a holster that has a retention, whether I'm on the tractor, whether I'm doing chores outside, or whatever. I do not want my gun to fall out, and that's why a retention holster of some sort is what I prefer when I'm doing that. Now, for concealed carry, these also work very well as well. Typically, if you ever found yourself in a situation where you are trying to defend your life, if you are carrying a firearm on you, then a firearm is involved in that situation, and you could end up in a situation to where you are struggling over a firearm. Okay, if your attacker or whatever tries to get that gun from you, then you will want some type of a retention on your holster to be able to keep that gun in place, to where you can help protect that gun and keep it on you instead of them being able to take it from you. So that is one option. Just remember that, guys. But this is just a couple of examples, and this is basically the difference between the ALS and the GLS systems. You can see again, guys, it is basically thumb release versus the grip release. But both are great, both function flawlessly, and they are very comfortable to wear. You do get, with these holsters, you do get a belt loop that you can see here, where you can just slip this on. You can change it out to some of the other Safariland systems, the quick release system and things like that. For me, in a lot of cases, this works well. It does grip very well, and it locks underneath the belt just like that. If you have a proper belt, it will lock underneath that with no problem and keep that in place. But guys, this is just a quick overview that I wanted to do to show you guys the difference between these two holsters. Let me know which one you would prefer down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, guys, go over, check out the article on my website at BoomStickTactical.com. You can also go over and visit my shop at BoomStickTacticalGear.com. Pick you up some cool t-shirts and other things. But guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Become a channel member. Channel members get early access to these videos. And thanks to all of my channel members out there. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.